Well, he caught 14 passes in the last Super Bowl. Maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. But I think most people anticipated that Jenkins was going to be on Gronkowski. But so far, that matchup is working in the Eagles' favor.
Meanwhile, McDaniels and company have to wonder about Cooks, the number 2 receiver. They have only 4 wideouts dressed for the game. He's one of them. Through the middle, nice gain there. Helmet flying. Dion Lewis picks up about 5. When you take a look at Brady to Cooks, he was the deep threat. Picked him up in a trade with New Orleans. More than 20 yards down to 16 completions. Brady's most by one teammate in a season.
Yeah, the next closest, to give you some perspective, was Randy Moss in that unbelievable year he had. He did not match that number of Cooks.
Philip Dorsett will take his spot. Spot number 13. Third down and 5 here. And now you got to flip back here to Daniel. Who throws, and it's Brady who can't haul it in. So Brady was free, looks over his shoulder, trickery and deceit, 4th down.
Has to be out of the shotgun or this play is not legal. It obviously is. Tom Brady is just going to hand off and then ignore like he's not doing anything, and there he goes. And immediately Chris Lahr knew he was in trouble, and Brady with the bad hand and no tape. I wonder if maybe that had a little something to do with why he didn't want that pad on that hand. They had that play in the back of their mind.
You do. So it's 4th down and 5. They'll go for it from the 35-yard line. And Brady down the sideline, and that's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended receiver. Jalen Mills covering on the play, and Philadelphia will take over. 11:53 to the half, 9-3. Philip.
Diet Coke Twisted Mango, because that's why. Can't help it. Still going. Maybe slowing it down. Maybe it's getting sexier. I don't know. Mango does.
A road is a wonderful thing. It makes it easier for you to get from point A to point B. But ultimately, the road is someone else's idea. The road always ends. And this is where some of our best stories begin.
Hello again, ladies. Is your man the kind of man who would climb the height? I'm in a tight end.
Nice pants.
Get off my horse.
Tight end.
Stay tuned for music's biggest moment of the year, the Pepsi Super Bowl 52 halftime show, featuring global superstar Justin Timberlake.
What's really interesting here, Malcolm Butler, hero 3 years ago in the Super Bowl, has not played a defensive snap tonight.
Hey guys, do you want to watch the ads or no? Tell me in the live chat.
Before the wall went down, and to get injury information from New England. But Butler has not played a defensive snap yet. Eric Rowe has taken his spot. Here's a giant. It's wrapped up 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. This was during America the Beautiful. Butler was very emotional on the sideline. Can't guess what this was about, but he's played on special teams tonight, but not on defense.
Well, it was a beautiful rendition, so you never know, right? But you have to think that maybe he was hurting a bit, and you just wonder when it was that he got the news, or maybe it was just a reaction to it, maybe it wasn't any of the above.
Final year of his contract. Looked for a while as if he would be sent to the Saints in the offseason. Didn't happen. There's a giant trying to break tackles, which he does with regularity, and turns nothing into a little something at the 38-yard line. Devin McCourty makes the tackle. 3rd down and 7.
I'll tell you, this Jay Ajayi runs that lead draw about as well as anybody. They end up pulling Lane Johnson around, one of the most athletic guys, and blocking him in there. But so far, this 5-man line of the New England Patriots has been doing pretty well, at least in the last couple of series now, in shutting down that run.
Ajayi averaging 3 yards per tote. 3rd down and 7 now from the 38-yard line. Bowles over the middle and wide open, and into Patriot territory goes Zach Ertz, the tight end. In a 19.
Yeah, I think Zach Ertz took a little page out of Gronk's book here. Going to go down the field, a little bit physical, and then make the break. A little bit of a contact, not enough for a flag. I think that was the proper call there, a little juke. I tell you, if there's one guy that could be an explosive element of this game, Zach Ertz.
His wife Julie, if you follow soccer, you know she's a key member of that U.S. women's team. From the 43-yard line. Bowles keeps it and then didn't have a grip on it. It looked like Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, will be 2nd down and 10.
You got to work to overthrow Alshon Jeffrey. Sometimes it's interesting. I wonder if it happened to Nick there that sometimes those running backs don't know if they're getting the ball or not, and they can tend to grab at it a little bit. Maybe it jostled it just a bit before that throw.
It looked like he didn't have a good grip on it, so it's 2nd down and 10. U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis on this Super Bowl Sunday night. 2nd down, 10 from the 43-yard line. Over the shoulder, along the sideline, threw it over Stephon Gilmore. That's a gain of 22, 1st down.
Yeah, watch this late adjustment to the ball here, and Al, I'm a little surprised. Chung that time ended up being on Alshon Jeffrey, and we all anticipated that Stephon Gilmore was going to be the matchup. Gilmore all season long has taken the bigger of the receivers, and yet for whatever reason, they're not matching him against Jeffrey in this one. He already has 1 long touchdown, big play there.
2 touchdowns in the championship game against Minnesota. 1 is in the backfield. Garrett Blunt swings to the outside, inside the 10, Blunt to the end zone. Behind a Selleck block, his 11th career postseason TD.
Most athletic center in football, watch him get out in front of this play. Not only gets the initial cutoff, which you have to have on those outside zones, stays with it. 1 more push down the field, gets a Landon Roberts out of the way, and there you go. For LeGarrette Blunt, how sweet is this payback? Now they're going to go for 2.
Right after missing the extra point, that makes the difference. Trying to make it 17-3 instead of 16. Eagles go for it a lot. 6 of 9 for 2-point conversions, both most attempts and conversions in the league. So from the 2-yard line, now they send 4 receivers out to the right side. Whole bunch there. Naturally, you go to the left, and it's Jeffrey, and he can't make the catch. That's Eric Rowe able to bust it up. 8:48 to go, first half. Now 15-3, Philadelphia.
That's how we do it on the farm.
Barbecue Pringles? Pizza Pringles.
You made barbecue pizza.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Add a jalapeno. Spicy barbecue pizza. Wow.
Wow.
can stack different flavors? Nobody asked you, Kevin!
Wow. Stack flavors, make new ones.
I'm Dave, and my bleep don't stink.
Well, for a boy whose bleep don't stink, Dave turned out to be a very well-adjusted adult.
Good kid. Bleep don't stink.
Well, we first noticed it at his first birthday. Nothing.
I miss Dave.
My friend, her son's a lawyer, but my son, his bleep don't stink, so...
That's better than being a lawyer.
Huh. Mom, what is Febreze?
Hey, did you ever hear from Michelob Ultra?
I got it.
So I'm training for this big role. It's a Michelob Ultra commercial.
I'm the spokesman. I am Captain Michelob.
I like beer! So sorry.
This is yours.
And relax. You gotta be fit, you gotta love Michelob Ultra. It's not like anyone else could do this.
Abe,
Pardon?
what is your name?
Chris Pratt?
Over there, bud. Thanks. Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl 52 on NBC is brought to you by the all-new Ram 1500, built to serve. By Budweiser, bring the Clydesdales to your party. Search hashtag ClydesdaleCan. By Skyscraper, starring Dwayne Johnson, in theaters July 13th. And by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
Some of the Super Bowl rings. Most NFL championships, quarterback head coach duo Brady and Belichick have won 5. You go back to Bart Starr and Vince Lombardi, and this includes the pre-Super Bowl era when they played for the NFL championship. They had 5. Elliott to kick off. Eagles up by a dozen, and Lewis will down it in the end zone. Visit NFLShop.com after the game for the largest selection of Super Bowl 52 championship gear at the official store of the NFL, NFLShop.com. Well, you recognize J-Lo and A-Rod taking in the action. Mike Trout, the great California Angel, huge Eagle fan, goes to all their games. There he is. You know you're a fan when you're standing up the whole game.
Love it.
From the 25-yard line, the back is Burkhead. Double fake, and then Burkhead makes the catch, and Rex Burkhead gets free. Has a block from Amendola out in front, but getting him from behind is Corey Graham. So they put Burkhead in the game, and right off the bat, he's good for 47.
A lot of pressure around Tom Brady, but just enough distraction. Just as that defense thought they were going to get number 12, he flips it out, and another big play down the field.
Play action, Brady under pressure, and the wobbly pass is incomplete. You know, it was Burkhead, as we take a look at the replay. It was Burkhead who makes the catch here. He was the guy that collided with Brady 17 days ago, which caused the massive cut. We asked Brady about that the other day. We said, what was your first thought? He said, my season is over.
And Burkhead probably thought his career was over.
Second down and 10 from the 29-yard line. And Amendola is going to get stuffed before he can get untracked. Making it third down and 8.
Now, they've worked this play a couple of times, and they've whistled it right past the ear hole of Vinny Curry twice. He might end up intercepting one. You can see Brady didn't even have the laces. That is the second one he has barely missed. They are trying to slow down this pass rush. These hits are starting to pile up just a bit on Tom Brady.
5 wide initially. Now White comes into the backfield. Third and 8. Amendola comes into the backfield. And that pass goes nowhere. So a lot of action, a lot of movement. Nothing. 4th and 8.
I mean, these are screen passes that they can't get off. Chris Long comes flying around the end there, and for Josh McDaniels, he has to think, well, I knew these guys were going to be pretty good coming after my quarterback, but I didn't think it'd get to the point where we couldn't run a screen pass. There he was making a play on the outside against James White, had to throw it away.
Yeah, 45-yard attempt. Skowski. This time the snap is good, hold is perfect, and the kick is likewise. Halfway through the second quarter, it's Philadelphia 15, New England 6 in Super Bowl 52. Back with the score 15-6, and we talked about New England. Perfect season went away on opening night. They still wound up with a mark of 13-3. Tom Brady going over things with McDaniels, and we go to Michelle.
Well, Brandon Cooks, the Patriots wide receiver who took that hard hit from Malcolm Jenkins, went back to the locker room. Al, he will not return. They are calling it a head injury. They haven't called it a concussion, just a head injury. Back in the locker room, will not return, Al.
So they're down to 3 wide receivers, Michelle. You know, Chris, we were talking about how New England's season started, but they rebounded. You look at Philadelphia's season. I mean, they were 7-9 last year. They started out the house on fire. They were number 1 in a lot of the power polls until they went to Los Angeles and lost Carson Wentz in December.
Yeah, and to be fair, we saw a couple of good games out of Nick Foles, and then at the end of the season, 2 very poor games. And then it was Doug Peterson and Frank Reich, both of whom had been backup quarterbacks for extended periods of their careers, going back, having that extra week, and taking a good long look at what it was that Nick Foles did in 2013 with Chip Kelly that was so successful. They incorporated some of that, and then by the time the playoffs started, he was rolling.
So Frank Reich, author of 2 of the greatest comebacks in football history, one in college in Maryland, and of course one with the Buffalo Bills against the then Houston Oilers.
I was surprised he didn't get some action in the head coaching derby.
Sooner or later. Skowski's kick 2 yards into the end zone. So let's look at the quarterbacks to this point in the game. 143 yards off the hand of Foles and 191 already for Tom Brady.
You know, it's the most bizarre stat not shown there. Maybe the biggest play, 1 drop by Tom Brady.
By Brady.
Go figure.
On the pass from Amendola. Brian Hoyer, his backup quarterback, going over the top with him. So here is Foles. Almost quit after he was released by the Rams, went on a camping trip with his brother-in-law, and said when he was going to come back, there was only one guy he was going to play for, Andy Reid. And Reid brought him to Kansas City last year and backed up Alex Smith. From the 25-yard line. And that movement hurts. Second time for him.
Offense number 86, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, he took him from the 2-yard line to the 7-yard line on the other false start.
Yeah, that one took probably 4 points off the board there with that one. But believe me, Zach Ertz and these inside receivers, I keep thinking this is going to be an inside game throwing the ball. The other one, Nelson Aguilar, inside as well.
First and 15, Clement picks up 1. Clement getting an opportunity to play a lot this season when they lost Darren Sproles to a season-ending injury in week 3. Undrafted rookie out of Wisconsin has done a great job.
Well, I don't know how many times we've done this with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but James Harrison, you want somebody to set the edge on your defense, and of course that's the very fundamental part of Bill Belichick's defenses. Who better than that guy? He is a hammer. Let's see him lift weights sometime.
Second and 14. Harrison, 39 years old, and says he's still playing next year. Gets it away. Caught. It's Torrey Smith. Spins his way up to the 31-yard line. Tackle there by Gilmore. That makes it 3rd down and 3.
I love what Nick Foles is doing. Sees the blitz, throw it right behind it. If you see the blitz coming, just throw it right over his head. There he is. Nice pickup. Nick Foles is seeing the field.
3rd down call is 4. 6 minutes to go in the opening half. Ajayi on an inside handoff. Look at him go. Jay Ajayi to the 40-yard line. Knee goes down there. Tons of yardage. He and Blunt both massive amounts of yardage after contact. Case in point there.
3rd and 4. How many times do you see? Here's Wisniewski right here, but also on the outside we had Nelson Aguilar with a great block. But how many times, Al, have we seen this year Doug Peterson on 3rd and 4? It's a pass down for everybody in the league. Pick up big plays running the football like he just did.
He's got those 2 backs. From the 44 on 1st down. Foles going deep down the sideline. And it is juggled and intercepted by Harmon at the 3-yard line. Jeffrey couldn't handle it, and New England gets the takeaway on a deflection into the arms of Harmon. First turnover of the game. He couldn't one-hand it. New England has the ball.
You are an important person, a unique creature. There has never been anyone just like you, and never will be. The power to do anything you can imagine is within you when you discover your real self. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it.
If you want to be important, wonderful. If you want to be recognized, wonderful. If you want to be great, wonderful. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. That's a new definition of greatness. By giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know the theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace. Soul generated by love.
Two college roommates from South Carolina going at it on that last play. Stephon Gilmore finally got his shot against Alshon Jeffrey. Good coverage, but Jeffrey really is the one that's going to flip it back to the middle of the field to Deron Harmon, who led this team with 4 interceptions. Career high for him, but watch the tail end of this. Got it maybe, and then just flips it back to the middle of the field, and Harmon said, "Thank you very much." Exactly what the Patriots needed.
They start this drive from their own 10-yard line. Lewis is the running back. Devlin the fullback, and he gets crunched after a gain of 4 by Kendricks, and we go to Michelle.
Well, I spoke with both Alshon Jeffrey and Stephon Gilmore before the game. You know, Jeffrey was Gilmore's a groomsman in his wedding. They each talked about the fun they had in college competing. But this is their first meeting as pros, and Jeffrey told me their battle tonight would be a good one, but he said it's been a long time since college, and I'm pretty sure he got better just like I got better, Al.
No question, Jeffrey already off to a good start with a touchdown and 3 catches for 73. Second down now and 6 from the 14-yard line. Brady over the middle, and that's dropped at the 19-yard line. Incomplete. Gronkowski could not handle it. Gronkowski's caught 1 tonight for 9 yards. That's it.
Yeah, this has been a little bit of an unusual game, and I think that right now the Patriots have to reconsider a little bit what they're doing. Gronkowski needs more, and I think these backs need a little more action coming out of the backfield. James White's going to come out wide, but once again, Malcolm Jenkins on him. Maybe not quite the matchup that Brady liked with Jenkins.
3rd and 6. Fired. That's incomplete. Flag comes in, though. Chris Hogan with Jalen Mills on the coverage. First flag on a pass play.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 31. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Here's the matchup right inside there, going across. Let's take a look and see if Mills hooks that hip and turns him. That's what they're going to call, I believe.
There's the hold.
Yeah, well, it's a choke hold.
It was. And it's a first down after a 3rd and 6. Now scooting up to the 25-yard line goes Dion Lewis. He was the leading rusher this year with 896 yards. 2nd and 5.
Well, we've talked about him before, but Fletcher Cox, just one of the real stars in the National Football League. And the thing, Al, that I appreciate more than anything about him, he's not just a pass rusher. That guy has a way of finding the ball carrier, devastating initial punch, and then finds the ball carrier.
To the outside, picking up the first down. Up to the 32 goes Dion Lewis. Devlin with a block. Yeah, there's a reason why Cox is the highest paid guy on the team. You don't see that very often for an interior defensive lineman.
Yeah, we've got a few good ones around the league. Aaron Donald named the Defensive Player of the Year, right? And this guy is pretty much right there behind him. We haven't seen a ton from Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is the leading sacker on this team and a guy that gets a lot of pressure as well. This defensive line now, these are some of the moments they need to win the battle.
Graham had 9 sacks during the regular season, but there he was on the sideline. First down now. Play clock at 1. Brady with good protection throws into traffic, and that's incomplete. Well covered. Rodney McLeod on Gronkowski to make it 2nd down and 10.
Interesting. That was sort of a bang play right at the top end of that route. Let's watch McLeod come down. I think they're going to say he's going for the ball. There have been a few like that. It is always so difficult. They are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt, not in the Super Bowl.
White is the back on 2nd and 10. He stays in the block. Brady going deep down the right side for Hogan, who hauls it in at the 25-yard line. Got past Jalen Mills. Another big play for Hogan.
Anytime the Patriots want to go down the field, they're going to chip with these guys on the outside to buy Brady a little more time. And I've been waiting for this one to happen because the New England Patriots knew that Jalen Mills has given up a lot of these double moves on the season. They'll hesitate and go, and now the Patriots have a great long drive going.
Gain of 43. Hogan's already caught 3 for 83. Brady's thrown for 234 to this play. Big hole left side. James White inside the 10, takes it to the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. 26 yards, 90-yard drive, kept alive by a holding penalty. And in they go in 7 plays.
Really nice job. Anytime you get big runs, you need plays on the backside. Watch Shaq Mason here go get the linebacker. Watch Cameron Fleming with the cutoff block on Jernigan. And that is going to allow James White to get in the open field. And that guy just keeps doing it. Super Bowls, holy smokes.
That's 7 touchdowns for White in his last 4 postseason games. Extra point is no good. Go figure. We've got 2 missed extra points and a field goal. And with 2:04, it's 15-12. Once again, go back to the snap. Good. Hold looked pretty good.
Looked like there was a little bobble on the tail end of that hold and maybe just a half a, oh boy. You know, and when something goes wrong early, kind of gets in your head a little bit, and now you have to wonder, should this thing come down? See that little readjust right in the last second? But now you start to think, boy, this looks like it's going to be one of those back and forth close games that the Patriots always seem to play. Well, now confident they are kicking those field goals now.
4 seconds from the 2-minute warning. 15-12. Clement and Varner. This time it is Varner. Varner with a nice run back, and then he gets popped by Gostkowski. Kicker knocks him down. 2-minute warning. Eagles by 3.
That's not a knife. That's a knife. That's me.
Really? Whatever. You right there, mate?
Just getting a clean shave with my machete.
See you next week, Barry.
Not a lot of crocs out here, huh?
It's 37,000 miles of pristine beach, mate. Did you know that Australia makes some of the finest wines in the entire world? Okay. Thank you very much.
Wait, hold up. This isn't a movie.
No.
It's a tourism ad for Australia.
Yes. But listen, you're the best Crocodile Dundee since Crocodile Dundee.
Really?
Yes, really. And we had the best trip ever, didn't we?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Hey, there are some great flight deals to Australia right now.
Dude, I get it. It's not a movie, it's a commercial.
Oh dear, the very thought of some things. It's a wonder we sleep at all.
But we confront this monster of our own making and do our taxes with TurboTax. Just answer some simple questions like, are you single? Indeed I am. Did you move? No. Still here, under Michelle's bed.
Oh, see, nothing to be afraid of.
Intuit TurboTax.
Time out. Hey, you. Wearing guacamole. Here's a tip for that dip. Persil Pro Clean.
What is going on?
It's exceptional premium clean tackles your game day stains. Boom.
Oh. Thanks, TV dude.
Don't thank me. Thank Persil.
But we're in those brownies.
Persil. Experience premium clean. What is that? Chili on your shirt?
We do it once. You get to help your little girl, and you get to take care of this custody thing, and I get to save my family. We don't sit back and let everything be taken away from us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery!
Hey, definitely. You wanna?
Good Girls premieres February 26th on NBC.
So is this ball on sale?
Stay tuned for music's biggest moment of the year, the Pepsi Superbowl 52 halftime show, featuring Justin Timberlake. Coming your way at halftime. Downtown Minneapolis, this building on the old footprint of the Metrodome. Tore that down. They played for 2 years over at the University of Minnesota Stadium. Architectural marvel built in the shape and image of a Viking ship, home of the Vikings.
Doug Peterson is getting ready to unleash right here.
And Foles flips one. That's caught by Hurts. Gets run out of bounds after he gains 7 yards by Jordan Richards. Second down and 3.
We've seen the Patriots play from behind a lot, right? They did against Jacksonville in the championship game, of course, the Super Bowl last year, and I think everybody in the National Football League, especially Doug Peterson, has been watching, and they know they have to play this one all the way out like they're either tied or behind, and they will be firing here.
Second down and 3. to this side. Pulled in 47-yard line, but incomplete. Didn't get to the ground with it. Torrey Smith couldn't complete the process. Eric Rowe with the coverage. Makes it 3rd down and 3.
That's why you keep playing. Watch Rowe here. Just keep fighting and keep fighting as he's going to the ground. The ball comes out. It's a good call. At least under the old rules. We'll see what the new rules are going to be.
Who knows?
That's a big drop, though. That should have been a 1st down.
Yeah, they don't want to give New England the ball back and have them go down the field. New England's going to get the second half kickoff as well. 3rd and 3. And that is floated and caught down the sideline by Clement. Corey Clement breaks the tackle inside the 20. Makes it 1st down and goal. A little floater. Perfect touch. Corey Clement for 55 yards.
Jordan Richards overly aggressive, gets hit with the swing route right there. They're going to try and pick inside. Didn't have to, but you could tell that Richards felt like with that possible pick coming, he had to loop underneath, and that's what created the opening out there for Clement.
Harmon could not make the tackle. He got stiff-armed. Ball is at the 9-yard line. Look at that. Over 600 total yards in the game. Under a minute. Through the middle. Still on his feet. Clement. Well, he's the 3rd down back, but he's been a bull here at 2nd down and goal. That's Brady. With Belichick. Timeout is taken here.
Yeah, this is a stuff. This is a stuff. They should have had this for about a 2-yard game, but Clement just kept driving, and he is really making a statement so far in this game. He got a lot of practice time this week because of the ankle injury to Jay Ajayi, and he's been sensational. He really has come on here at the end of the season.
The timeout was taken by New England, trying to conserve some time if they can get the ball back and limit it maybe to a field goal. 2nd down and goal.
Well, you know what the Patriots love, those double ups, right? Get the ball at the end of the half and then be able to take advantage. And certainly they hurt Jacksonville with that score at the end of the half in the championship game. Now they've got the full house backfield going, but I bet they shift.
Check this out, at least for a moment. A lot of shifting.
Yeah, but Aguilar's still in the backfield.
Clement playing the ball with fullback. He's going to get to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal, and another timeout is taken here by New England. So the halftime report coming up. Guys break down the first half. Tell you what each team needs to do in the second half. Coming up at the half. In addition, of course, to Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I was going to say, as much as everybody wants to hear what they have to say, they might be hanging around for Justin Timberlake. And what you're going to do at halftime.
No,
Huh?
No, there's no
the challenge? Hashtag Al Michaels.
I can see.
Shake your booties. No, you're not going for it?
Justin's killing me, I'm telling you. Doesn't go with spinal stenosis.
Big moment right here.
3rd down and goal from the 1. 5 receivers.
And coverage. Watch the picks.
To the outside, and Jeffrey gets taken down in the end zone by Gilmore, and no flag. So 4th and goal.
Let's take a look. Right there, just one-on-one on the outside. I don't think there's enough action there. I thought that's a good call. Looked a little bit more like Jeffrey was just falling back for the ball. Peterson wanted a call and did not get it. Are they really going to go for this?
Well, they're lining up to go for it anyway. From the 1-yard line with 38 seconds.
Whoa, baby.
He's a gambler.
And they're good at 2-point conversions. They probably have a play they really like.
Philadelphia, 30-second timeout.
Taking a look at how the Patriots were lining up 17 4th down conversions That's the most by any team in almost a decade, 1-for-1 in the 2 playoff games. Doug Peterson, what a job he has done. Long-time backup. Dan Marino was in front of him in Miami, and then for many years, Brett Favre on Andy Reid's staff when he got into coaching in the NFL. A decade ago, he's coaching high school in Louisiana.
This is an unbelievable call. This is like going for the onside kick against Peyton Manning because you don't want him to get the ball too many times. You don't think you can hold him out. And here we go. This could decide the game.
4th and goal. And they're going to snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown. How do you figure? They go to the very, very, very back of the playbook for the touchdown.
Trey Burton, a college quarterback, and watch all the action. Foles is going to sneak over here, direct snap, everybody comes up, and here we go. What a play call by Doug Peterson. This play call has a chance to be remembered as one of the all-time greats, just going for it and to complete the pass that the Patriots could not.
Wow. To Burton, to Foles, Elliott for the extra point.
Wow.
34 seconds.
What a call.
That's Deuce Staley, longtime running back coach.
Here we go. They've got all these signals. Shotgun, he would not have been eligible but for the fact he was in the shotgun, not under center. And there's the old basketball player. They talk about Nick Foles. He's more comfortable playing quarterback like a point guard, and here he is receiving the pass that is going to be shown a billion times.
There's Mike Trout of the California Angels, the LA Angels of Anaheim. You know, Chris, we started out by talking about, as you look at Patricia on the other side, about Doug Peterson. He's going to be aggressive. That's as aggressive as you could possibly be. You go for him on 4th down with the all-time trick play.
One of the all-time gutsy calls right there. You don't make that, give it back to Brady right there. That was second guess forever. What a call.
Down in the end zone here. So the Patriots are going to get it with 34 seconds, trying to at least to get into field goal range. One timeout. So the pass to Brady did not work. The pass to Foles did.
We saw it. They had their own trick play, set it up perfectly, had Brady wide open. Could not make the play. And on the other end, much younger, Nick Foles did. Breathtaking. That's breathtaking. In a Super Bowl, that's a breathtaking call.
323 yards in the first half for Philadelphia. So Brady with a little time to try to get him down the field. Protection is outstanding. Deep down the field into double coverage and incomplete. Intended for Danny Amendola. You had Mills back there with Corey Graham. That took 7 seconds off the clock, second down.
Anytime, if you're going to take away Gronkowski, you have to take away this seam route. Look at all the action out here, and I think it's making Brady crazy. This is their go-to play when you're talking about Gronkowski, and yet they have been right underneath it all night long. It's a good play there by Amendola just to break up the interception.
Brady hitting only 50%, 10 of 20, but the 234. And he fires, and that's going to be hauled in at the 45-yard line. Philip Dorsett makes his first catch, and New England will take its final timeout with 20 seconds.
Well, you have to remember now what the loss of Brandon Cooks is going to mean to this team. Nick Foles over there enjoying that little play. But you've got Brandon Cooks, who was the best deep threat, had the most yards of any deep threat in the National Football League over the last 2 years, and they made the deal to bring in Philip Dorsett to this team. He's a very similar player but doesn't have anywhere close to the skill set or the experience that Brandon Cooks has.
They'll have to play the whole second half, the rest of the game without Cooks. He's gone. They played the entire second half against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago without Gronkowski and still pulled it out. First down. Brady under pressure, gets jostled. Now he's going to take off. Can't get to the sideline. Tackled there by Brandon Graham. Michigan against Michigan. They got to race up to the line and maybe spike it and then throw a Hail Mary, because the clock is now down to 5, 4, and he just spikes it there. Too far, of course, for a field goal. One last probable Hail Mary with 3 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had Chris Hogan all the way down the field there, and he had to hustle all the way back. And being short at wide receiver, maybe they didn't have the natural substitution pattern that they might have had to leave a little more time on that clock. I tell you, we've seen all the trick plays coming out here. I don't know what we're going to get here, but we'll see.
Remember, defensive foul would extend the half.
Yeah, Doug Peterson wanted to talk about it. He knew something strange was coming. Boy, what a first half.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Fantastic.
Very entertaining.
Just fantastic.
I mean, you know, all of the talk before the game and everybody's, you know, yakking away and the stories and all of that. Who could have predicted this?
You know, we have seen the underdog Philadelphia Eagles all season long. That little chip on their shoulder, wearing the dog mask. They have worn that well. Patriots came in, they were awfully confident about this game. That it has been the big plays that have really eluded the Patriots just a bit, and the Eagles have made them, and that's been the difference.
Well, they've relished that underdog role. They were the 1 seed, and they were an underdog to the 6 Atlanta in the divisional playoff. Half ends here, barring a defensive foul. And Wheeler will get the ball to start the second half. Send it out here to Danny Amendola. And that will take us to halftime. 276 passing yards for Brady in the half, 215 for Foles.